Hello, this is Ian, Somerset News Network. Watching the telly yesterday, and there was a lady on there whose daughters, two of them, were abused by the grooming gangs. To try and protect the daughters, the mother screams and shouts and tries to get the press. Tries to highlight the problem, tries to get something done. Her name is Marilyn Hughes. She runs an organisation called Freedom from Abuse. Now, just look it up on Google. I expect it'll be there somewhere. If anybody can help, have got a few pennies, please give this lady some encouragement by giving her a few pounds. I've chipped in a little bit. You know, people say, I'll put the link down here. No, hang on a minute. You have to do a little bit of work. Google Freedom from Abuse. Just give the lady a few pounds, a fiver, or whatever you have spare. That will show your support. She was brilliant. And she said one thing. Tony Blair put a D notice on her so she couldn't speak. It was a cover-up of child abuse by the grooming gangs, by our Prime Minister. See how deep this goes. A D notice will stop the press reporting what she's saying. So they've tried to shut her up, and she just said, they ain't going to shut me up. And she just kept going. Then they threatened her with a £200 fine for contempt of court. You can't make this stuff up. The mother is trying to protect her children and others. She's highlighting the crime of paedophilia. And Tony Blair tried to shut her up. Do you see how deep this goes? Crown Prosecution Service said that they couldn't take it to court because girls wouldn't be believed. I know, if a girl told me that, I would know if to believe her or not. But it is happening. It is going on, believe me. And believe the girls. The girls on the grooming gang. Incentives to be on the inquiry, they were paid expenses. And they pulled out because they weren't allowed to talk about the ethnicity of the of the grooming gangs. Now, the other girl that I like is the retired police officer, Maggie Oliver. She's been trying to highlight what happens. She tells the story that they had a girl, I think it was in Rotherham, who was going to testify at court against the men, against the grooming gangs. It was all arranged, and they pulled the rug up from under her, and it didn't go through. And she blames everybody. Crown Prosecution Service, her bosses, and the government. It goes right to the top, because now we know from Mail-In that the Prime Minister, Tony Blair, put a D notice on her information. I had a D notice on an article I wrote. I researched it. I got all the information. I sent it into the magazine I was writing for. The editor phoned me up and said, absolutely brilliant article here. Well researched, well laid out, but unfortunately, I'm not allowed to use it. The government at the time put a D notice on it. Everything was factual and everything was true. So it's the same thing that happened to this lady. All we can do is keep talking about it. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm talking about grooming gangs, and more than having an inquiry, we want the authorities, Crown Prosecution Service, the police and social services to do their job. That's the first thing. That's the most important thing. Because if it was going on then, Starmer, when he was in Parliament, was talking about it last Wednesday, as if it was a thing from the past, like it's not happening now. They found 9,000 abuse cases, alleged abuse cases, I should say, in London. And the mayor stood in the council chamber when he was being questioned and denied any knowledge of it. I don't understand what you're talking about. This is the type of people that we've got in charge. The girls who have been abused are collateral damage, according to Labour. Or that's what I think anyway. They don't care about the girls. All they worried about is getting the Muslim vote. And all they want is votes, so the girls are just collateral damage. It stinks, absolutely stinks. Hot under the collar, you bet. There's an Act of Parliament, 1400s, and it said people should be able to come and go in peace. The government is in charge by our constitution to make sure people are safe. They have failed. Starmer's failed. Boris has failed. Blair has failed. It's not just Labour. The Tories as well. They're involved. We got to get the... No, I better not say it. Spider scruffing a neck. No, they won't like that. That's... It's a metaphorical term. But somebody ought to hold MPs accountable. And David Lammy's performance yesterday in the Commons, absolute joke. They asked him questions about the abusive migrant that had been released from prison, and all he could do is joke. He just stood up and blamed the Tories for it. I told you it was going on under the Tories, and it was going on under Blair before that. Deflection, that's what it is. He's not taking any moral responsibility for his job. And then sitting in the chamber and laughing at the Conservatives on the most serious matter. It's the safety of girls who are underage. Don't you understand that, Mr. Lammy? I am actually disgusted. We know Miss Phillips should go. Now Lammy should go. They are not taking the abuse of girls seriously. They couldn't care a shit. All they want is votes. They're in government. They're government ministers. They should be taking this seriously. Anyway, Ian, Somerset News Network. Bye for now.